Today, we're jumping into something really special. It's called a book, but honestly, it feels more like a guide to life. It's being called a modern classic for figuring out two of the biggest things we all chase: wealth and happiness. We are talking about the Almanac of Naval Ravikant.
All right, let's just get right to it with a huge question, one that a lot of us wrestle with. Do you have to choose between being wealthy and being happy? I mean, is it one or the other? It's this constant push and pull that shapes so many of our decisions.
You hear it all the time, right? The idea that you've got to pick a lane. You're either hustling for financial freedom or you're on a journey for inner peace. But what if that's just wrong? What if there was a blueprint for getting both, not as two separate things, but as skills that actually work together? So who's the person who came up with all this? Well, that brings us to the man himself, a guy who's often called the angel philosopher, Naval Ravikant. And that nickname, the angel philosopher, it really sticks. This quote from Shane Parrish, who runs the incredible Farnham Street blog, just nails it. It shows you that people don't see Naval as just another tech millionaire. They see him as a deep thinker whose ideas are absolutely worth paying attention to. And here's why his ideas have so much weight. This isn't some philosopher sitting in an ivory tower. Naval is the real deal. He founded massive companies like AngelList and was one of the first people to invest in game changers like Uber and Twitter. It's that in-the-trenches, real-world success that makes his philosophy so powerful. Okay, so how did all this wisdom get put into one place? I mean, where did this book even come from? The story behind how it was created is just as unique as the ideas inside. See, this is the wild part. The Almanac isn't a book that Naval, sat down and typed out from start to finish. Nope. It's actually a massive collection of his public thoughts, gathered over more than 10 years. A huge chunk of it comes from his legendary tweet storms, but also from tons of interviews and podcasts he's done. So this guy, Eric Jorgensen, basically went on this epic quest. He waded through years and years of this raw material, organized it, and pieced it all together. He took all these scattered gems of wisdom and polished them into a single, powerful guide. Okay, we've got the who and the how. So what's actually in this thing? Let's dive into what you're actually going to find inside. It's really split into two big ideas: wealth and happiness. It kicks off with the super practical stuff, how to build wealth, how to make better decisions, but then it pivots to something much more personal: how to learn to be happy, how to get out of your own head, and, basically how to live a better life. So you've got these two sides of the same coin, right? On the wealth side, the whole idea is to stop trading your time for money. It's about building leverage. And on the happiness side, the big takeaway is that happiness isn't something you go out and find. It's a skill you practice and get better at every single day. Okay, we've covered the ideas, the person, the creation. But hold on, because this next part, this is the real kicker. It's probably the most important detail of the whole thing. Yep, you're seeing that right. Zero, zilch, nada. The price for the digital version, the complete PDF, the e-reader files, the whole shebang, is absolutely nothing. And no, it's not some temporary sale. That's just how it is. So you've got to be asking, why? What's the catch? Well, there isn't one. The reason it's free is because Naval didn't want to make money off of it. Not a single cent goes to him. He sees it as a public service, designed to get this information into the hands of anyone who wants it. And getting your hands on it couldn't be easier. Seriously. You can just go to the website and read it right there. You can download the PDF for your computer or tablet. You can get the files for your Kindle. There's even a free audiobook you can listen to like a podcast. They've removed every single barrier. Now look, if you're like me and you love the feel of a real book in your hands, or you want that polished Audible version, you can totally buy those. But the key thing to remember is that the core knowledge itself, that's free for everyone. And that really brings us to the final big question. I mean, think about it. You have this incredible guide, packed with a decade's worth of wisdom from one of the sharpest minds out there, and it's completely free. So the real question isn't what it costs to get it, it's what's the cost of not reading it? Something to think about.